Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are, welcome back. Kaboom! One-on-one live coming out from the banana plantation here. Besides, and making sure that the content going to be coming to you live, and it's one-on-one coming out from this section, and wherever you are, from any country you are, and all the subscribers I'm left with, to make sure that we are grooving together as a team. And we have already analyzed and see whoever is part of the program and whoever is nursed out of the program. And here we start this kind of a conversation, and it's one-on-one coming out. Thank you very much for everyone who is just supporting to make sure that we are grooving together and watching and making sure that we're going to be getting much of the content and also the information. And I'm going to be talking about this going to be the radio broadcasting and going to be like a TV broadcasting too, because I'm going to be getting much of the breaking news and get them outside. Then I leave for the vouchers to make sure that they are chewing this kind of the card once and for all, because it's going to be the breaking news that are going to be coming out from this kind of the position, as others going to be now chewing the bones to make sure that they are categorizing and making sure that everything is coming to you live one-on-one. And this is the breaking news, and also this is the only tangling kind of a TV presentation that gonna be coming out with to make sure that people are going to be understanding the real vibe and what is coming out from Nyabuhansi and why is it being handled in Nyabuhansi. Because whenever we start with the breaking news that came out, as people are just left hanging and they could not even talk about much of the things that how they're going to be coming out clearly, it's that what Kenge is always talking is a deceit, perjury, and people might see it as a simple perambulation, but a tactful odyssey. What do I mean such kind of a statement? It means that Kenge yesterday talked about this kind of the boys are revealing what is just coming out vividly, and it's the fact. And also they are talking about much of the things, how things were just talking about the 4,000 USD, how it was, how it could just buy some of the cars, how it could buy the second-hand cars, how it could just be a bigger salary to a person, but never understood this kind of the money. It was not paid to Passy, it was paid to Lady J, whom he just changed the statement from Lady J and went to Passy, because it was not to be that way. And the fact is, one, that kind of a statement and that kind of the receipt that came out, a person paid 4,000 USD, not only the 4,000 of the buying of the iron sheets, but we have the other 4,000 USD that was sent with Martin. And this kind of the money was always being used to venture into the brother to Kenge, who is Lady J, so as he can drive his own tactful odysseys that are always being unto this kind of the gauges. Because Kenge is now revealing that he doesn't know this kind of the things survived, yet he did such kind of the things because he has the experience. Has ever done it in Colombia, has ever done it, because you cannot tell me Kenge, whenever he was going to the prostitute to look at the street, and for the time he went and got the this kind of the lady called Argentinian Longnose, because she was working in a bar and working in such kind of the club, so as she was dancing like a prostitute and doing this and this and this, and is never talking about it, because it's a fact that whenever he was in the street, he gets this kind of a ghetto girl called Argentinian Longnose. And the fact about this kind of the things, how they're moving, right now, even Kenge is appreciating the brother. Talking about, oh, you know what, my brother is now, even Lady J right now is going to the villa. Talking about, hey guys, that's the time even you could just chase out Passy from the villa. Because they know each other. This is the fact. Now coming out as just a tactful odyssey to come and attack our own perambulation and talk about, you know what, this kind of the boys have just revealed and this and this and this, but people are talking about me this and this, and this, but it's the fact. Kenge has to come out and make sure that everything is coming out clearly. Not to defend that it's only this kind of the things are happening in that way, but himself, he ever did it. Because whenever I say such kind of the things, it means that Kenge doesn't know that we have also the receipts, we have also such kind of the photos that he was ever doing in Colombia. So the fact is, one, the only thing, the content of yesterday came from us. And he was just making sure that yesterday he never had a content to come out. That's why he just make sure that he's just contentizing the content that was coming out from us, the three amigos, that we just uploaded and talked about this as the things that are coming out. Because we have so many people. Look at whenever we say such kind of a thing. There once upon a time he was ever praising about all the development about Mr. Cecil has brought the development upon the grading of the road. And right now is the person, the same person, talking about that road going to be called the Nudo, or they call it the Nordic Road. It's the fact. Because Mr. Cecil developed that road so as he can access Passy easily. He developed such kind of a road so as the children of Passy can see ease to go to school. And the same road, it was easy so as they can reach at the villa and stay there. And there's nothing like whenever Nasto was being attacked at the same road, it can never happen. The same things we're going to just happen to them and talk about them. Because Kenge is now disgracing the same man who ever performed them. And now it's not called a successful road, it's called a Nordic road. Which is the fact about Kenge. It's now playing the odd so it can just challenge the mentality of how the reactors are just behaving outside here so they can just take advantage. But the fulfillment is coming. You know, people who are handling Kenge's YouTube channel and making sure that they are just putting much of the surveillance onto the Kenge's fraternity and Kenge's YouTube channel so that they can grow and make sure that they are sharing left, right, and center, doing this and this and this to this and this and this. And today I want to say that they are stereotype pseudo, which are incompetent intellectuals, and my big expression is Kenge must go. That kind of a narrative has to remain unto the faces, and people should just gauge them. That we have such kind of the things that are always been coming, and we have to talk about them. Kenge must go. It's the fact. It's the narrative. Because right now he's coming to defend that. He doesn't know how the money was eaten, but the family knows that this kind of the family of Kenge knows that Matiko was being accused and was just jailed, and everything has been taking place in terms of talking about the lands grabbing, and also they're talking about this and this and this cannot be, and he doesn't know anything. Yet the brother knows how the things are going. If the father knows, it means that the family knows. But Kenge is coming outside there. Whenever he was talking about, I have fired this kind of the people from my villa, even never told the dad. And whenever we just, the dad came, which is the condad, came to my home to ask me, why are you talking bad about Kenge? I talked about expressing myself. And the dad told me that, you know what, my son is always talking very fantastic things and helping so many people. I asked about, did he tell you about what made me to come out of the villa? He said about, no, he was saying that you are talking bad about, he never been telling this kind of the people, the parents. And that is how this kind of the family is antagonizing our own affinity and broadcasting things that are not even equivalent to the fraternity that's coming out. The fact now comes out this way. Kenge has to know that the monies that are being paying to this Pornhub, because already guys, today the breaking news that have already come out, I have already checked the Pornhub that I told you that are going to be giving you the names, that how this kind of the people from Nyamwasa have already been put to the Pornhub. People don't understand. Because right now, if you go and check from that Pornhub, I'm going to be giving you the name. And I'm going to be giving you the name. So as you can just go and search. Because it's already antagonized. And I give you one name. And whenever you go there, don't come back to tell Gintu was the one. So keep it tuned. Keep it locked. Because already this kind of the ladies, they don't know what is now going on. Because already the Pornhub has the videos of Nyamuhase. And whenever I come clearly to say that people have to change, people are taking me as a bad person, and I'm just making a concern. So as people can change from that one, because as the generation comes, now they talk about who is going to rub that kind of a porn video from the Pornhub. Who is going to rub it? No one. No one knows who sell it to the Pornhub and how was it uploaded to the Pornhub so that people can watch it. Now people are coming to talk about Gintu. Why did you? I saw this kind of the things before. If I could not have expressed my own ideologies about this kind of the Passy should change before things get worse. People are coming out to tell about Gintu. You are a friend to her. Why could you come out to say about, why couldn't you tell her manually? I could have to tell people so as they should warn, because I'm not here only to confirm that, oh, this kind of the other people are performing it, but the others are not doing it. Because already the videos are in the Pornhub. I'm telling you the fact. And people don't understand. And whenever I say such kind of a thing, people think it's not a serious matter, whereby already it's uploaded. Telling me the new generation, telling me the kids, whenever it reaches at a time, they'll go there because it was categorized as a low class, but it's not a HD. And whenever I tell you that kind of a fact, people talk about, oh, JT is coming here with a big mouth, talking about, oh, you are disgracing, you're doing this and this and this. But the fact is one, I told you there are very, very big things coming and people don't see them. And whenever I tell people I have intelligence, which is of the highest, even Kenge doesn't have what I have. Because I ever did security department. I ever did CCTV department. I ever did something called surveillance of it's called surveillance of intensive recording, which is I could just record and I can see how things will be coming. Because whenever we say about videos are being thrown from right, center, back, where and where and where. Kenge has himself talked about there are some of the videos that are coming in, but we are not guaranteed 100%. Kenge is talking the truth because he had to defend himself. Maybe he doesn't have the information which is valid to talk about. He's going to be having such kind of the things, talking about, oh, they are coming. I say that. So, if you are part of this program, and I'm warning this, our ladies in Nyabohasi, because it has already occurred very miscellaneously, very, very, very stupidical and silly behavior whenever we shall have our own generation. Whenever it's going to be coming, people will see it and they will come back to my channel and they will read it. That I said one day, the videos are already being sold to XXX, NXX and Pornhub. And I'm telling you as a fact, people are earning money with your bodies, but people don't get it. The fact about this kind of the people, that's why I talk about their stereotype, pseudo. And they cannot even give you the intellectual. Because we have some of the subscribers who are coming to tell about, again, we have to unsubscribe because you are disgracing this kind of a lady. But I'm helping. Because if no one could come out and tell you that this kind of the things are happening, it will be so disgusting. At 1 month only, whenever it will come, people will be watching all over the world and she will be just continuing to put it, but you cannot understand. And you are coming to talk about Gintu is talking the lie or is just disgracing a woman who is just a widow. Whoever I asked about, have you ever done this? Because I was told I'm going to send you, because my intelligence told me, I'm going to send you the Pornhub that is broadcasting this kind of the videos from Nyabohasi. I asked her when repeatedly, but whenever I asked her, whenever she called me again after I called, then she called me early in the morning, I have posted a video. I asked her about, have you ever done it? She talked about, no, I've never done such kind of the nonsense. Now, people are coming to talk about Gintu is just bad. Talk about all the YouTubers, the reactors. Now they are reacting because of something which is commonly, and they don't have a link about it. Because whenever I say that the intelligence is over high, they don't understand. And whenever I say that, we have to change it. Because even Kenge himself said, yes, I can support or second him, talking about whenever you can see such kind of the things, you're going to be expressing and putting them at the people's eyesight. So as people can see it and change. If they don't change, you're going to be talking about this kind of the girls should change. And if this is the development we need, why is somebody coming to just condemn and talk about Gintu? You are talking about this kind of the lady. You have disgraced her. How is disgracing who? Because if you are being asked, and just go straight to the point, don't lie. So as I can help you or you can help your own. Because our YouTubers are trying to be handled by the pogroms, Lavinius, lunatic Kenge backstrossy, and which is the pogroms of the backstrossy of Kenge. Why do I say so? I mean this. Kenge is trying to challenge our minds. Kenge knows the reality because he has ever been into this kind of the programs that are doing such kind of the nasty and stupidical and metrical things that are coming out, but we cannot gauge it. It's coming to talk about now because this kind of the boys and they're just expressing this and this and this, and some of the people are talking about now the colony is now going to colonize its own colony. I can just tell you one. It doesn't matter that a person can tell you that, oh, you are a friend, you are this and this and this, but a friend who cannot tell you the fact, a friend who cannot tell you that, hey, I've done this, I want to get myself out of this. The only thing they're throwing into you, they're talking about, I'm going to unsubscribe and I'm not going to do this and this and this, and you have to send me the nudo to my own WhatsApp. If you don't send, I'm going to unsubscribe, which is fair. Because I told you one day, I ever said it, even before I could come out with this kind of the subject. Now, even people are throwing me into bars behind the curtains and not knowing that it's something that has ever trended. If I could not have come out with it, it will come out like a baddest thing, like a banger. It's going to be coming out like a boom, like a shit, something outside here. Better to the living God. I can just say this as a fact. I have helped very much. As I can say it this way. Let us not judge some of the things that are not good for this kind of the time. Because all the YouTubers in Nyaboanse, they are gathering in terms of the crowd. Talking about, you know what? And now where we are going, we have to change. And it's an impact that I was to bring. And the people right now, they're talking about, oh, Gint was being was bought with a Sassy. I'm going to come out with another video that Mr. Sassy called me, and I'm going to give you the real concept about why he called, and not even today he called. So as we can conversate, and I will give you the full details on what he was needing and how was it. Because he told me that even Kenge himself has thrown him into bars behind the curtains. And I'm going to give you the real verdict point about why is Kenge now turning back to name the road that was constructed to his villa that a Nordic road. Why? Because he has disgraced already this kind of a gentleman. And yet is the one who said, this kind of the ladies who are widows, and I will just go there, film the videos. Whoever finds that this kind of the ladies are fine. These are the words from Mr. Cecil himself. That Kenge is behind the scene. He was saying that whenever I'm filming, he was telling them in a WhatsApp, because I told you there's a bigger WhatsApp group of more than 3,000 people combined. They are sharing their thoughts there. And Mr. Cecil was part of the WhatsApp group. And yesterday he told me he was cancelled out of the WhatsApp group. Why is it going that way? Because they are talking about he has already expressed their own ideologies that WhatsApp group was having. And the real concept about what Mr. Cecil was talking about, that all the things that are happening, they're discussing them from the WhatsApp group of Kenge. And the fact is, one, he has already been thrown behind the curtains. And the fact should be spoken as the fact. Because Kenge is now trying to abscond our own emotions. Second, that all this kind of the boys are exploiting, are making it happen, are tangling to make sure that this kind of the things not happening again. That we can just feel that, oh, now Kenge is supporting us. No! Kenge is not with us. Because the first day he told us that you are fired, it's the something that came out to our own conclusion. Let me say this. Whose act, this kind of the Kenge fraternity, whose act as the Morod, the Nyamuhase evidavit at the expense of enriching themselves. The fact is one. Whenever this kind of the things came, because Mr. Cecil was part of the program and talk about the WhatsApp group of Mr. Kenge, and whenever he was talked about, look at whenever Kenge spoke to Passy, He called Passy and he said it. That, you know what? I talked to that lady. She was lying. She was telling this and this and this, calling herself a widow, this and this and this. The fact is coming out clearly that this kind of the people had an engagement. It's only that they were baiting. They were talking about, you know what? Who has the biggest bait? Is it from UK? Is it from Australia? Is it from United States? So it's who is going to win? Who is going to make it? Who is going to make it as a number? Because whenever we say that, guys, let me tell you how these punks go. Because Kenge can come out to tell people that I like to see development into my area, but at long last is the one who is disgracing everything and cannot talk the fact. If him himself is the one who cannot come out clearly to tell people that, you know what, this kind of a lady worked for me for several this and this and this a couple of months, and I was given money to give this and this and this, is coming out to challenge our own minds. Because of what? Because it doesn't want to be reflected as a bad man. The only fact comes out. It's the same he was talking about Mayuguno, who was a fool to add Mama Grace's house an upper tank. Why was he talking about that? And he's talking about, I like my villages, I like the people from my village, and I like for what they're doing. But and at the other side is talking dictionary perjury in like you can talk about an opposite imitating this kind of the things. And the fact is one, if he's just correct, because we cannot rely on him, because he's a person who can just talk about anything to come out. Because even yesterday he was not having a content to come out. That's why he was talking about the story from A to Z, because he knows it A to Z. Because whenever I say that Kenge knows A to Z, do you know why Mutua 3, they went to rescue him in that area, in United States? Do you know why? Do you know why he was ever telling me a story? And I can give you this story. Kenge ever told me that, you know what, Gintu, for how the life is, I have ever stayed outside of Columbia streets, not having somewhere to sleep. And I was ever helped with one person who sent me money. But that money was sent in a condition, but it doesn't give us the real valid from that point. Which conditions were they? It's coming to tell us, oh, this kind of the things are being handled this way, they're going to be handled that way. But the real fact comes once. He's the one who is throwing people behind the bars. Because if Mr. Cecil himself spoke to me and told me that, you know what, I have left the YouTube channel. I've left it. Because even the people who were tangling to tell us that go to this kind of the position, they are again talking about we are bad, yet we helped. I asked him, because this kind of a conversation going to be coming next. I asked him that, what did you do for him so as you can be earned to get the ladies in the village? He told me, whenever in the YouTube, talk about in the YouTube, he brings a person, this is the work of Kenge. He brings a person onto the platform who is a widow, who doesn't have a husband, who they know there's no scenario, there's nothing mistake it will ever occur, because you cannot bring a person who has a wife, or you cannot bring a person who has talk about a husband and put her onto the platform without not seeing a husband. So they took advantage of Passy because of not having a husband, so they can take her to the platform and sell her to this kind of the vouchers. Why do I say so? These are the words from Mr. Cecil Bogo himself, that this kind of the people are being sold. And whenever they ask questions, can I get in to help this kind of a lady? Even Kenge comes out even to exaggerate and talk to them that, oh, even doesn't have a husband, you can even take everything. You just sponsor, then you just claim one day. And that's the fact. Because whenever we say about this is what is happening, and this was what is happening. Because even the exchange of everything, Kenge knows how things are going. And now coming out to elaborate the whole video on how this kind of the ladies are sending, on how this kind of the people are benefiting. Even he's just talking about, oh, even they're earning. And he knows that whenever introduce this kind of a platform, yes, people are over 18, they can do whatever they need. But whenever the chief came to talk about this kind of the people are going to the rivers to put their nude, live, film videos at the rivers, and even children who are just alongside the students are looking at them live. And this kind of the ladies who are being chased from the river. And the chief came to the compound of Kenge, and Kenge chased the chief because he said that this is what is earning and this is development of Nyabuhanse. Am I wrong? Am I wrong whenever I say that we have to change it? Because I was there when the chief was being chased out like a dog. And the king is coming outside to tell us he doesn't know. Yet is the one. Because you cannot tell me you don't know. Yet you had a girlfriend who is the sausage girl, whom you are chewing like cud and talking about you cannot know this kind of the things, how they were moving. Yet you know the real fact about how is she surviving. Why did you bring her onto the platform? And whenever you brought her to the platform, why are you paying the house still up to date? And wherever you are talking about, oh, this kind of the pictures are sent to me. Oh, no, I don't want them. Yet the fact is one, you are the person who has ever done it. Because there's a time, sorry for me to reveal this, there's a time Kenge driver told me, and if you'll get it bad, get it bad. Because I was told this from the mouth of Kenge driver, that Kenge is always achieving himself to have bigger cucumbers. And how he has big cucumbers, whatever he goes to it was a skeleton whenever the video was a skeleton. The only thing that were coming out from that area is ooey from the sausage girl. And the fact has to be revealed. Because he knows that even the ladies who are here talk about the other lady I put on the platform, talking about, no, Kenge, yes, he's talking about he has a bigger cucumber and is just shaking it rampantly and talking about he doesn't have to sell it. Whenever you are just wearing a pant, which is not even, which is reflective, which is transparent, and you are just at a swimming pool, what are you selling? So don't gauge us. Don't exorcise our own infinity. Don't throw us into a pogrom. Don't think that we are stupid not enough to elaborate how this kind of the scenario is going. Because these punks and these stupid noodles are going on all the world. They are being sent from USA, UK, because there's another lady who is now doing it. And she has ever been sending 4 videos a day. And I've seen them in the Pornhub. And the people are talking about going to Islam. Whenever I say about this, you will be wondering, wait for 2025. People will be just wondering, wait until June 2025. Everything will be open. Because how I saw that kind of a platform, hey, people are going to cry mucus. There's going to rain, a rain of feces in your boss. There's a rain of feces going to rain. Because whenever I tell people this is what is happening, they're coming to tell me, the reactors themselves are just opposing and talking about, oh, this and this. Whereas there are the people who are talking about, oh, we have to talk about this, we have to talk about this. But whenever it comes to the reality, they're talking about Gintu is lying. My friends, wait for it. Because there's only one thing has remained. Because I cannot tell you what I have not already. So, guys, I'm telling you, I have a system of computers in my house. There's no one can ever lie me. People think about Ian, and I'm coming up with that kind of an equation, that why is Ian in Nyabuhanse? Why is Ian with Gunmo right now? I've already the points to come. I have already the points to come because Ian and Gunmo, they're already in one area. Talk about Nyabuhanse right now. What is Ian coming back to say? I have the system because, guys, I told you I'm going to be having a system which will be making sure that I'm receiving all the information from my intensive informants. Because we have already got much of the receipts. Why is Ian back to Nyabuhansi? Why is he with Gunmo? And Ian was told, get out and don't come ever back. Why is he back? Point is coming. Because everything is already analyzed. Next video coming from this kind of the platform. Keep it tuned, keep it locked, because much of it's coming from the fish pond right now on why is Lady J moving with Matiko from here to Nairobi because of a rehab. And the rehabs don't work during this kind of the time until January. Why are they going to recruit a person in December which is not accommodatable? And wait for that kind of a moment. And why is the Mwangu going to remove or to terminate the pregnancy? Because at home it has become chaotic. Wait for it. This kind of a moment is coming. This is the tangle. Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are. Welcome back. It's Anderson again back again today. And we are it's one-on-one live coverage. They're going to be coming out from my fish pond here. One-on-one from this kind of the catalog and philanthropic. Today, God has granted us much of the talk about the health. And also, we have now to cherish out and say about we have been granted peace and liberty that are going to be prevailing into this kind of the position. As we start this kind of the conversation, wherever you are, we have the breaking news already. And we have got much of the points that have come already to the conduct that the Mwangu has talked about going to be coming back home with one of the gentlemen to be introduced called Atita. Hey. Fantastic. So the report that has already been sent with the Lady J to the conduct about the guy going to be visiting Kenya and going to be visiting one of the family, the legend family talking about, and that is how they call themselves the legends. And they're going to be coming and they are already preparing to get the person who's going to be cooking. I don't know if I can just go there so I can get a tender. I don't know if we're going to be cutting. And this is the breaking news because the conduct is talking about I like this kind of the thing because he has ever been experiencing and talking about I want my daughter to be married in Africa. I don't want the Muzungu. I don't know if it is the catalog or the chatterboom or the kind of the miscellaneous conceptions that are going to be coming out from there, this kind of the conduct, or is just trying to obscure our own minds. And the real report is now out because they have been flirting. They have been doing it, and they have been doing it now and again. Because I saw yesterday this kind of a gentleman. I just commented onto the channel of Atita and talked about welcome to Nyabuhansi. He implied to me talking about, hey, I'm going to be coming to Nyabuhansi very soon. And they're going to be coming, guys. And now we have the Shemeji Derby. What I talk about the Shemeji is that we have, again, the Shem. So you're going to be coming, so as you can just check on how the things are going to be going, and is now the brother to Kenge. So Kenge, you have another gentleman in the US. So keep entangling, keep it coming. Because I saw even Lady J yesterday talked about, we have Matiko's home is here. And Matiko is now in a rehab. So I don't know. You know, guys, let me tell you how things are going to be going. You know, Lady J was ever been using this kind of a gentleman because he has ever talked about, let me get this kind of the lady called, this lady, Matiko's wife, out of the home so as I can get an advantage of using this boy. Yesterday, whenever they landed to Nairobi, they talked about they never found things how they were. How can you get the person into a rehab during the festive season? It is not working because right now, everybody is trying to go home. Everybody is trying to make sure that you are going to check on your home, how everything is going. But to the absence of how the things are coming out, it means that Lady J never thought about how the things are going to be going. Because you cannot go to a rehab during the festive season. Right now, it's closed. They're only recruiting people in the January. So people are already hooked up. It was a thing called a content coming out because I've ever been talking about the contents are being searched in Udi and Uvumb. Yeah, the content has to come out. That's the real fact. But the conky thing that's coming out is Lady J knew it because it was ever been. Hey, I've been called with serious numbers here. Serious numbers here. Exactly. So we have to get forward, guys, as we just come out to say the validity and everything that's going to be coming to you live one-on-one, because I've got much of the responsibility to give the people the valid report about what is now tangling in Nyabohanse, because I saw everybody's now talking about atita. So we're going to be coming back to Africa, and we're going to be acknowledging and talking about we're going to be having him back to Kenya, and having him back to Nyabohanse, as we're going to be antagonizing. So he was the one who is driving people crazy outside here, because for the time we were told that you're going to be eating my poo, this was the German behind the scene. Hey, the calls here are coming in. The calls are coming in like a safari rally. Hey, the calls are coming in like a safari rally. We have to accept it. Exactly. So, guys, how the things are ongoing right now, it means that whenever the demon was ever getting out from this kind of the village, she talked about, oh, you know what? This kind of the Africans who are just here, all the local YouTubers in Nyabohanse, they're going to be eating my shit. So, the real fact... Why are they having miscellaneous effect here? I'm in the work, please. I'll call back. So the things how they are always onto this platform is that that's how we were thrown behind the bars in terms of not absconding our own emotions and absconding our own aptitude. Because this kind of a lady knew that, oh, I have a German because I want to be going to change some oil. So changing oil, it's so obvious. It's there. But don't abuse us unto the village talking about, oh, because you have a person who is living in the US and talking about, oh, you know, guys, how the things are moving right now. It means that we have to move to the US or move to the UK so as we can be loved unto the village. So how the fact is coming out, that's why the demon was ever talking bad about the Africans, because she knows that this kind of the things how they're moving, this kind of the people cannot help me anything. Because the demon was ever antagonized with the king firstborn. How is it coming clear now? Because whenever they came to Africa, whenever she came back to Kenya, the only person she was talking about, I want to go and abscond this kind of the German. Because the German was ever talking about, oh, you know what, I have to do this, I have to dedidize you, I have to change oil, you're the only person I know, because they have been flirting. But the real fact now comes out clearly that we are being hated because of an African who is living in the US, which is miscellaneous effect, which is unconditional catastrophe. Because how we can just gauge, how do you see that kind of a gentleman? And we were being cheated that, oh, no, I'm going to meet the hubby. It's obvious. Now I'm just wondering about, how about the visa of talk about the demon? How is the visa? Because she has been antagonized again and again and again. Because of what? She's moving from this to this, and it's going to be not surviving. People talked about, oh, it's going to be Kino, it's going to be do, because people already having the gauge that, oh, now Kino, oh, this, Dante, oh, this. So you're going to be getting again. And now she has come back to Africa because she was talking about, I cannot date people from Africa. Whenever she came to the villa, she was talking about, oh, you know what? I cannot come here. Whenever people are so many, I can just come to stay here. It was so miscellaneous. Now she has come to the real fact about she has to stay with an African. Now we are coming back. Now it's going to come until she comes to the village. Because even now, she was talking about now, I'm international class. Now it has come that it's not now dating a Mzungu. Because they have seen the Mzungu are not wanting, because she has been exposing everything. Talking about, hey, if you want to antagonize me the way you want. If you want me to open a 360, and you want to open a wheelbarrow style, it's going to be coming. Now they have antagonized the body until they talk about, no, you are now tasteless. Now they are moving again. She has moved now. It's called a tactic called it's a man-eat-man society. Because if you deny the others, but you accept others, it's something which is awkward already. Something which is awkward. How can we talk about it? Let me say this way. She was complaining about Africans are not understanding. Africans are complaining much. Let me say about why the Africans are complaining. You know, you cannot have such kind of a lady who is a celebrity, who is earning more than you, and you can say that you can settle with such kind of a person. It can never happen. and from the cultural, and talk about how Africans are being reared from their childhood. You are being told from your home that, you know what, marry a person you can manage. Or flirt with a girl you can manage. Not that I'm earning, so as we can go and spend a lot of our own money, then your money is your money, then my money is our money. It is unconditional. And this is what is now making this kind of the gentleman to say that let me go to the street here and marry such kind of a lady who I can know. It's a fact. Because for me to get to the real point this way, she has come back to the real concept of coming back to an African gentleman who is just living in America, but they're flirting already. And how can a German, and I like this kind of a portfolio where a lady now is moving from her position to go and check a boyfriend in other position. Very awesome, very fantastic, because you will enjoy, because she has come on her own. So she's going to open it on her own. Everything gonna be coming to live, one-on-one. So as we can enjoy and make the day very awesome. The story of Lady J, because I've come to this position, I've got the father was harvesting maize at that far end. And he was talking, he just called me and talked about, hey, how are you, Tata? I'm talking about, yes, I'm very good. And I asked me, do you know where my boy has been going? And I asked about, hey, which kind of a boy? I talked about my Matiko, where is he? I asked about whenever Lady J came to shoot a video at your compound, did he tell you about where they are moving to? The dad talked about, no. They told me that they are going to get him to a position where he can live and get a job. So why are these people lying to this kind of a family? Because they know that right now, the father, even right now you go there, there's only one kid who is left behind. There's only one child who is left behind. Why am I saying so? There's a boy whose Matiko is the father, and the mom went, and Matiko is the one who is taking care of. And right now the boy is left to stay with the grandmother and the grandfather so as they can just feed the guy, and yet they are aged people of the society. So even why couldn't they tell the father that, you know what, we are living to such kind of a rehab, we want to make sure that we are mentoring Matiko to come back to her straightforward pathway or his own straightforward pathway. But the fact is one, they just came for the content and shoot a video and left with Matiko. And Matiko was having, why couldn't they even buy a bag? Imagine, why couldn't they buy even a bag to put the same bag that whenever you can just remember, the bag that we filmed there and we got, it was the only bag that was left with the wife whenever they came with the tuk-tuk to take everything from there. And that was the pathway that I was ever talking about. We are going to be hooked. Look at when Lady J called Matiko and went with Matiko to his home and talk about, oh, this kind of Passy, she has done this and this, and Gintu is doing this and this and this. They talked about us. Then the following day, Matiko came to us and he was sent already so as it can be a content. And I told Mogesi, this is called a monkey business because we cannot be there to talk to Matiko today, tomorrow is with Lady J, then tomorrow Batuan comes and talk about, oh, I'm going to tell you everything. We know this kind of the tricks of Lady J because no one can ever hook us up. Right now, there's no one who can hook up us up because if Lady J is really serious about it, why can he talk about no, move from my home, then the following day goes back? So it was like a game gonna be played. So if we ever could about it, it has become that now we are braver because that guy was ever to be used as a content. And whenever I talk about the Con dad, the Con family, the Kenge family is using this kind of the boys. Look at that family right now. They have took the plot. They're talking about, I'm going to be getting you to the rehab. Do you think that whenever you're going to be getting back from the rehab, do you think that this land is going to be favored? It's going to be taken. And the fact is one, I cannot go to engage because last time I told you guys, they are depositing 10,000 so as Matiko cannot eat a lot of money and they're paying in installment and sometimes they're not paying. And whenever we ask such kind of a question, nobody bothered him to speak about it, but he spoke to us that, you know what, this kind of the person, they forced me to say it, and this and that. He was saying too. Yes, Muges. Yeah, man. Bado iko aje? Ilikuwa aje? Alichapa nani? Sasa alisema hivyo. Sasa alichapa ya nani? Exactly. So alikuwa anasema aje? Sijaona. Okay. Hivyo ndo kunaenda. Exactly. Sasa mko wapi? Oh, sawa sawa. Mimi niko home pia kidogo. Kama acha niangalia kwa sababu nilikuwa na trip za kusomba matofali. Ndio nilikuwa nataka nichape kidogo. Sasa lakini nitakushtua. Haya. Lakini mko wapi sasa nyinyi? Lakini niko mtoni. Mimi niko mtoni. Haya, teremka basi. This is a conversation from Mugesi here. And it was so awesome as we can just talk about this is how the things are going, guys, and we have to frame our own frames because if we're gonna be put in such kind of a scenario of people coming out to tell us, oh, Gintu, this kind of the things gonna be happening this way, gonna be happening that way, it's gonna be a sarcasm. It's gonna be repeating on itself. So we have to mind our own business sometimes because whenever Lady J is coming out with some of the content, it means that we have much of the things to reveal. As you're gonna be using this kind of a boy because the content now it's becoming harder. Whenever he goes to Philippines, there's no content. Whenever he goes to I don't know where, there's no content. He has to perform. That talk about, oh, I never imagined. So he's using this kind of a boy and the family too to get the content. And that's the fact. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. Much of the things are gonna be coming to you live and it's one-on-one. This is the platform to go.